This is not a book. It's a slice of fresh thinking about how to manage and lead a business. It's a story of innocent smoothies. These things. Squashed fruit. What can you learn from someone who squashes fruit for a living? Well, an immense amount. If you're cynical about what looks like on the face of it a hippie company, think again. These guys have gone from 0 to 100 million British pounds in just 10 years. A few weeks ago, Coca-Cola took a 20% stake in the company, handing over 30 million pounds for the benefit of being a passive investor. I want to share with you my thoughts on this fascinating book. I don't often read books about businesses, about companies, because they're often post-rationalized descriptions of what we want to say about the company. That's not the case with this book. Let me take you through a couple of the things that I think are important about this book. Firstly, when you pick the book up, it's colorful, it's got a lot of pictures throughout. Which is important to me because I don't like reading lots of words. I do that for a living. But the other thing is, you pick it up, you notice that straight away, it says here right at the bottom, I hope this is focusing for you, the book's printed on 100% recycled paper with vegetable-based inks. This is a statement. It's not just a book, it's an insight, a slice. I like to think of it as a fresh slice of what it's like to be or work at Innocent. And perhaps it doesn't have anything new in it. However, don't be put off by that. It's a fantastic reminder of some of the things that we should be doing as managers. And those are the things that I want you to take away and put into practice. It's for rebels, really. And that's one of the reasons why I'm really taken with this. Despite being turned down by every bank and investor in the land, it's a tale of people constantly being told no, but getting things done anyway. That appeals to me an awful lot. Let's get right into it. First thing you notice is right inside the front cover here. There's no copyright notice. Yes, it's all there, but it's the back of the book. All the important stuff is at the back of the book. All the important official policies, copyright documents, the addresses of all the publishers and so on. And maybe that's a signal that Innocent is the kind of company who gets straight into it and says, hello, here's what the book is about. So it's not just a read, it's about a way of thinking, a way of working. That really struck a chord with me. I think the most important part of the book is where they talk about people and your leading of your people, your leadership of your people, because they do say, I think it's on page 71, yeah, it's all about the people. I think this is the most important part of the book. It says, everything in the end comes down to people. A business is ultimately nothing more than a community of people. If you want your company to be successful, focus on your people and look after them. After all, they're the ones looking after your business. I think this is a fantastic message. Yes, we've heard it 1,000 times before. Yes, I believe these guys mean it. They talk about getting people on the bus, that fantastic, terrible cliche, I think from good to great, getting people on the bus. In any evolving business, there'll be the need for more people. And if there's one thing to take seriously, it's recruitment. These guys don't palm that off to some outdoor consultancy, some human resource department. Don't take our word for it, they said. We've learned from one of the world's greatest companies, Google. Google started up in the same year that Innocent did. But while Innocent's grown to 250 people, Google has grown to 12,000 people in the same space of time. Larry and Sergey, the guys who kicked off Google, see the decision of who they ask to join the company as being the most important business decision they make. They don't outsource that decision. We stole their idea, say the founders of Innocent. We figured if Larry at Google can find the time to personally sign off each employee in his 12,000 strong workforce, we can do the same with a team of 250. Yes, it slows down the hiring process, but we found that when it comes to recruitment, if you act in haste, you can repent at your leisure. So think carefully about getting the right people in your business and don't outsource the hiring recruitment decisions. The second aspect of dealing with people is really also a passion of mine. They talk about providing opportunities to learn. Yes, people learn most about their jobs from the job, but if you can encourage them to try out new things, to move around the business, make it fluid and flexible. The role of Innocent, the role of our company, is to provide opportunities to learn. Yes, it's an individual's responsibility to develop themselves, to grow and become a better technician, a better manager, a better leader, but you can do more to help them by helping them, encouraging them to move around the business. A couple of other points. Of course, this is an entrepreneurial company. They started it, yes, in somebody's kitchen in Cambridge. And the point that they make is, yes, start small. Do start. And I think there's a lesson here for all of us as managers, whatever size or scale of business you're in, whatever business you're in, whatever project, start small, but do start. And the second point, though, is think big. Have ambitions to take your projects big, as these guys have. And they also list some other stories, inspiring stories of people who started projects small, meaningful projects that started small but ended up making a big difference. I think that is something that you can imbibe, you can consume, because if you don't start something that means something to you, then you're simply following someone else's agenda. One of the things I love about these guys is they don't take themselves seriously. This is one of their big sellers, the strawberries and banana crushed smoothie. And when they were designing their logo, they had a lot of feedback. And I think one of the pieces of feedback they have that they talk about in the book is, why did you have as your logo a baguette and a snout of an animal? I figure it's meant to be an angel or someone innocent, an innocent smiley. But again, don't take yourself seriously. Fantastic point. Oh, excuse me. Another important point, and I think the one that these guys think is the most important, is the one that opens the book pretty much on the first page. What's the big idea? What's the big idea? Follow the need in the market. You need to be producing or providing as a business, as a service, something that your people, your customers, your clients need. Follow the need. They talked about the ideas that they developed when they were starting off. I think one of the fantastic ideas they kicked off with is the electric bath. Think about it for a minute. They were trying to get away from the need of having to heat huge amounts of water up, but just heat what you need when you need it. Bad idea, guys. Don't take yourself too seriously. Do develop these fantastic ideas for the purpose of the business, but when you decide this is what we're going to do, we're going to squash fruit, make it happen. Really focus on what's the big idea. I think it's a fantastic question that each of us as managers could also be thinking about. What's our big idea as managers, as a leader? What's the big idea? Fantastic question for you to be thinking about. Related to the idea of what's the big idea, for us as individuals is another important question, again from the people section. Know what you care about. It's something I talk about a lot in the seminars that I'm involved with. What's your purpose? You know, what's your motivation here? Because if you're not clear on what you're motivated by, what you're trying to achieve, what's your purpose, how can you communicate that to the people around you, the ones who are supposed to deliver the bottom line? And on that subject of the bottom line, this is what the guys say. Some people believe that this is a load of hippie nonsense. If you're cynical, you might be thinking that too. The only reason you're here if you're cynical is that you heard £100 million earlier on and Coca-Cola's involvement. Some people believe that this is a load of hippie nonsense and the purpose of business is to make money. We think differently. Obviously, a business needs to make money. If it doesn't make money, then it goes out of business pretty quickly. So what the guys suggest is that making money is entry level. That's what we need. We all need to do. It's very generic. It's not the purpose of business. It's not something that's really going to fire you up as an individual or the team. A business needs to make money. If it doesn't, it isn't going to stay around for long. But this is generic to all businesses. And like humans needing to breathe, money isn't the reason for us being here. So, if any of this has any resonance with you, if it kind of strikes any chords, then you're going to find this a very reassuring book. It's going to help you to reflect on the fact that you're working, you're thinking along the right lines, thinking about your purpose, thinking about what motivates you, knowing what you care about. This is a huge reinforcer. It's a fantastic book. You can get it from penguin.com. I urge you to get hold of this. This has been for me the most refreshing book of 2009 so far, the most refreshing business book. I might tell you about other books another time, but urge you, get hold of this. It's the story of Innocent, our story and some things we've learned along the way.